say, move along with crass and mundane comments after such a eloquent and poignant reading. It's almost like the strange juxtaposition of, like when they have people take wedding photos in like the ruins of a building or something. You've got the nice white, room and or the white outfits of the wedding. I have no idea how I'm going with this. Let's just start this over. Okay, do you think Jeffrey Dahmer ever used the phrase, "I've got skin in the game"? They said the metric system would never take off. Look at Instagram. So now that I've got my dumb jokes out of the way, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, she broke up with me, and I'm still trying to work through it months later, which is pretty sad that it is that difficult to move on after months. But I knew something was up when is it as a society that we became so preoccupied with covering up sins? I mean, I guess if you live on a farm, you get used to the smell of manure, or maybe if you've got a cat, I mean, you get used to some certain scents. But as humans, we seem to have become preoccupied with covering up a lot of sins. And I think the first time my girlfriend had stayed over at my place, after she walked out of the bathroom, I noticed that it's like there was some sort of, it wasn't a foul scent, but it was certainly not something I'd smelled before, and it smelled kind of like flowers, but not quite. And so that's potpourri, and I guess the stuff actually works. But then I got kind of nervous because I thought it's just me here, and she's concerned about the scent. Is that going to be a thing? And it did become a thing, actually, because she started to she started to comment on you can't help it when you fart in your sleep. I mean, come on, it just happens. Or I mean, has anybody ever, like, if you hear a joke and all of a sudden, like, somebody rectum damn nearly killed him, and you laugh and oops, it's a laugh fart. I mean, you can't really control that, especially if you're holding something back. And she said, well, and she would comment on this like, well, it was almost like she was talking to a puppy. Well, that's something, you should do privately, or that's something you should do outside. Like, I'm going to go outside to fart. But the problem is the medication that I'm on. The medication that I'm on is one of the rather pernicious side effects of it is gas, and which is really uncomfortable. But the medication works. I mean, I feel better about life, though life still stinks. But it's only because of the side effect. And so we lay in bed, and I became so self-conscious about the side effects that I would take Gas-X when I go to sleep, because I was afraid that she might wake up, or she might hear me in my sleep. And one night in the middle of the night, when I woke up, she was actually sleeping in the other room, and I thought, oh my God, did she pick up on something that I wasn't aware of, and I was kind of too embarrassed to even talk about it. But at the same time, I guess that might be one of the reasons why the relationship died out, because of my side effects. Although she was on a lot of medication as well. Have you ever noticed when somebody, like a waitress, waiter, help staff, they're walking across, anybody walking across a room, they walk with an a drink that's about to overflow. They walk a lot like somebody trying to pass a DUI test. It's like Notice that, it's very, very subtle. Don't spill it, don't spill it. Am I gonna pass this test? I'm gonna pass this test. Yeah. Do you ever wish that hair would just get the hint, take the hint? I mean, shaving in certain areas, you just think after a while, after like the 100th time, the body would just get a hint to stop growing hair there. You know, why couldn't it grow here? But no, it has to grow every place else and begin growing in other places. And it's like, okay, if I get rid of it, come on, enough already. But it just keeps continuing to grow. One last dumb joke is I volunteered at a prison to teach creative writing. I called it pros and cons. Thank you, everyone.